Welcome back to the channel. It's mid-December. We're still in the middle of our King of the Hammers prep, and I posted a short on the weekend. It showed a new tire rack that we're working on that you can see there. I had a few people ask about it, so I'll just kind of tell you what this rack's all about and why we're changing things up. So prior to this, we had your typical spare tire plate, 4 studs on it, some gusseting and whatnot, and that resided center here on the back of the car. It wasn't the easiest thing to pull the tire on and off of. You can imagine passing a 40 on up to there, trying to hit all 4 studs, get it all lined up. Definitely a 2-man job, and I won't say it was a struggle, but let's just say it was a pain in the ass, and it wouldn't have been fun to do in a race. So we looked at a lot of desert race stuff and other Ultra 4 stuff, and kind of came up with this idea for a rack. So it consists kind of this one outer tube, a second tube in there, and then simply a joiner. The idea being, we're gonna have an aluminum plate that sits in here, tire sits up on the aluminum plate, and then we're gonna run a strap over top of the tire. I still gotta weld like a hook or an attachment point back here. We bent up a couple of those on our machete, but yeah, that'll work out slick. There'll be another tie down point up top, and tire basically just slides in there. It's held within that basket. When we gotta deploy it, take the strap off, tire comes out quickly. The other kind of reasons for doing this is this guy on the back here, if we were ever to get in a crash, or somebody say nerfed us or bumped us roughly from behind and this thing bent, if those studs bent at all or the plate got really warped, getting that tire off would kind of be a disaster in the desert without a lot of tools. Getting that off, I think if all those 4 studs were bent, it would honestly be kind of impossible out in the field. So that was another reason for replacing that, just going with something that can't get damaged and just trying to kind of think ahead. The other thing with that plate is, say we got hit from behind hard and it got shoved forward, where I was kind of worried the tire could obviously get into our cooling fans here for the transmission. If those get taken out, that's kind of going to be game over at the end of the day for us. So we made this tube here. Obviously, it's part of the positioning of it, like the tire sits kind of cradled in there, but that tube also prevents the tire from getting shoved far forward. Should we get in a crash, roll, that sort of thing, the tire's not going to get into those fans, so it's kind of protected there. The other thing that we had going on last year was we run these Matrax, and lots of people probably think, oh, those are cheese, those are for overland, like what the hell are you going to do at Hammers with those? And Eric Miller gave us the idea to try these out, and the reason for them isn't so much that you're going to use them to try and stack yourself on something and drive out of an object. They're more or less a flat point for jacking. They give you good base. At Hammers, you're dealing with sand, you're dealing with rocks, primarily uneven terrain. Also, your jack, if it doesn't have a wide foot, when you jack on the sand, it's just gonna dip into the ground. So these mats are pretty sweet. Last year, we kind of ground out an area, and we had them sitting on top of the spare that was just positioned up there with a strap kind of over top of them from side to side. You can see we got like 1 anchor there and 1 anchor there. That worked fine, but with this new design, they're gonna have kind of a more permanent spot, and they're gonna sit up top there. So I think Mike's drilled out some holes. It's gonna pin on. I'm not exactly sure what the system there is gonna be yet, but I know he's been working on that. And yeah, Steven did an awesome job getting these tubes bent, notched, and fitted with Mike. I welded them up last week, so that's kind of where we're at now. I could post another update later once we get this aluminum plate in place, as well as the ratchet strap points. So hopefully that makes some sense to you. Yeah, we're always just trying to improve upon our race program, our parts and everything. So yeah, last year we realized, and we knew this from before, but local racing, the odds of you changing a tire in the race are kind of next to none. The races are short, you'd be out of it quick. Hammers, obviously a longer race, good opportunity, you're gonna pick up a flat, good opportunity, you're gonna have to deal with that on course and not necessarily make it back to your pit. So we're just looking for an easier way to deploy that tire, be quicker, be safer, and just less fatigue on the driver and co-driver. So there you have it. That's kind of our current spare tire rack as it sits. If you guys got any questions about this, the old plate, the Matrax, any of that setup, post them up below. Happy to answer them for you. And since we're close to it, Merry Christmas there from the TMR kids and their Christmas tree here at the shop. Anyways, catch you guys later.